March Meeting Madness, magnificent magazines, and many, many making more money. This is the M Report, your week-ending wrap-up. Let's first talk about March Meeting Madness. Right now, we've got well over 50% of the centers confirmed for attendance. Most centers are bringing at least 2 and as many as 3 people. Some are bringing, a couple of them are bringing a little more than that. Right now, it's evenly split, almost exactly. Half in Akron, half in Fort Lauderdale, as anticipated. At this stage, please feel free to either fax or email your confirmation if you haven't done so far. My deadline for this isn't for a couple more weeks, but the sooner you can get that information in, the better I'll have a feel for exactly how many will be in attendance as to whether I need to get a larger room in any of the locations or not. Let's take a look at how this meeting is going to shape up. Again, the featured element of this meeting includes Rika Edge of Pensacola, Mary Ellen Philbin of Scranton, Pennsylvania, Oscar Valbuena of Miami. You've gotten an agenda summary, which includes, we'll do an overview of 2009 center sales performance, center fundamentals for success every single month, effective center advertising and marketing to maximize leads. And there's going to be some neat things. I have a feeling Rika Edge is going to introduce some new things that we'll look back a year from now that will have dramatically changed the way the top centers market in their territory. Managing center sales to get the most every month, surefire center promotion, sales, and pricing strategies, recruiting and managing the best staff for your center, and then an exciting part will be the general question and answer session of Rika, Mary Ellen, and Oscar. And then we'll have 2 powerful group exercises at the end of the meeting to maximize information retention and to boost sales once you leave the meeting. The Akron location is at the Hilton Inn, Fairlawn, Ohio. Their phone number is 330-867-5000. 867-5000. Bahia Mall Resort in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Their phone number is 954-764-2233. And as a gentle reminder, blocks of rooms have not been booked. For those of you that are new to this, I don't block rooms. However, a discount code is followed, and some of you are running into a bit of a snag with that. It happens every meeting. I'll call the hotels and make sure that they're giving you the proper discount. I've also sent out a list of alternative hotels in the event you don't want to stay at either of the primary hotels. Magnificent magazines. Success with magazines. In the past, we know Pam Gervalotti, Rika Edge, Oscar Valbuena, and many more have had success with magazines in their local market. But magazines are playing a bigger and bigger part for a lot of centers in terms of their external advertising. Recently, October Design has been doing a lot of grand opening buys for new centers, and they're having tremendous success, as the most recent example being Lincoln, Nebraska. So Jeff Weber joins us with a quick overview of exactly what October Design has done and what they can do for you if you'd like to contract their services. Here's Jeff.
Hi, physician weight loss franchisees. It's Jeff Weber at October Design. And I'd like to talk to you just for a couple of moments about an advertising program that we're having great success with. Karen Shanks gave me a call yesterday, and for those that don't know Karen, she's a new franchisee up in Lincoln, Nebraska, and she just opened her second center, so she's having great success up there. One of the things that we have found is working really well are local magazines. These are 4-color glossy magazines, often lifestyle magazines. And they're working great for the franchisees, and they work particularly well for her. Every community has them. Here in Cleveland, we've got Cleveland Magazine. We've also got Inside Business, which focuses on businesses in the Cleveland area. And we get all the way down to the local community where our office is located in Westlake, Ohio. All communities have these, all right? Karen Shanks used Elle Magazine, and she used it to grand open her center. Ran ads for a couple of months, had great success. And in the 3rd month, when she wasn't running any ads, they did a big 2-page spread article on her center and the success that they've had. Magazines are particularly successful because, 1, they give instant credibility to a new franchise organization. It's a glossy 4-color ad. It's got great color reproduction. It's also got long shelf life, often hanging around doctors' offices for several months. And they offer great editorial support. Take a look at this 2-page spread article that they did on Karen Shanks and her growing organization up in Lincoln. These are the types of things that you get when you run, and most importantly, they get calls into the center. Thanks very much for listening. Call October Design if you have any questions. We'll be happy to locate and place advertising for you in these local magazines.
Again, you may want to contact October Design or any of the franchisees I listed earlier to find out exactly what they've been doing, and we'll keep you updated as to the style and types of magazines and the actual results people are getting. Let's talk about the fact that many, many more are making more and more money. Financials for ending third quarter have been very, very impressive. I mentioned a few months ago how impressed I was through first and second quarter as to how during a tight market for a lot of parts of the country, how people were getting more out of less. Now, mind you, not much less, because overall same-store sales are down just in single-digit numbers, which I'll talk more about in March. But the sales numbers have been impressive. The financials have been very impressive. Profitability has been impressive. So across the board, in fact, as you'll see in March, we have a record-setting number given the economic climate we've been in the last 12 to 14 months. A record-setting number of centers have broken through a specific sales threshold. So it's been very, very exciting. Now, with that in mind, we still have a lot of numbers that are outstanding. Here are centers for whom we have no data for at least the last 90 days. Roberta Takak Smith for center 594. Let's see, Kathy Drabianko for center 966. Mike Mauger for center 952. Lisa Goodlet for center 912. Chip Court for center 845. Dr. Armos for center 1068. Kim Libby for center 1066. Michelle Hodges for center 1024. Jennifer Michael for center 1006. Let's see, we need numbers from Hudson. If the good doctor could send us those at center 996. Actually, you have a new center number, so that center number doesn't hold up. Shirley Hobson, center 962, and Michael Goodrich, center 908. You could please get your numbers updated. Here's a quick roundup of the top 20 centers for the last 90 days in reverse order. Margate, Mansfield, Columbus Center 540, Clarksville, Greensboro, Baltimore Center 1054, Zanesville, Davie, Charleston, West Allis, Okeechobee, Strongsville, Allentown, Scranton, Parma Heights, Onalaska, Fairfax, Manassas, Pensacola, and Miami. Some big, big numbers out of especially the top grouping of centers, the group as a whole, but especially that top group. Year to date, our rankings have changed just from last Friday because as more and more people get their numbers updated, and I'll talk about that deadline in a second, these numbers, these positions are all changing. In reverse order, where we are with it right now, top 20, Margate, Mansfield, Clarksville, Coral Springs, Columbia Northeast, Allentown, Melbourne, Zanesville, Charleston, Davie, Florence, Strongsville, Onalaska, Parma Heights, Okeechobee, Fairfax, Manassas, Pensacola, Scranton, and Miami Center 710. Those are your top 20 for 2009 as of right now, and I know these numbers are going to change. Your deadline is a week from today. Got to have all the numbers in by next Friday, and we're closing out 2009. If you are a slacker on the numbers, well, I'm not going to beg you to send them in. I got other people that we can work with. And in the meantime, those of you that have been sending them in, it is greatly appreciated. And where do you send your numbers? Reports at PWLC.com, reports at PWLC.com, reports at PWLC.com. For those 6 of you that just finished up in franchisee school, I just want to say a great big hearty thank you to you. Another fantastic week in training. I'm off to Orlando, wheels up at dawn on Monday morning, heading to Orlando to do yet another training. If you need to track me down, you can email me or call. My office phone will be redirected to my cell phone. My advice is email first, and if we need to set up a time to chat, we can do that. In the meantime, have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll talk to you next week.